Hi, I'm Avik, and in this video I would be talking about how we identified and designed a reposition challenger strategy in auto finance for our client, a key lender in auto finance, thus minimizing their skip and fraud losses in delinquency portfolio. A bit into the background, our client didn't have a reposition strategy in place. Instead, there was a flat 90 to 120 DPD reposition rule based on operational capacity. This led to a steady increase in skip and fraud losses, and to counter this, the repo plan was adjusted to 75 DPD. And though this led to minor decrease in skip and fraud losses, however, it had two major drawbacks. Number one is that customers who were willing to make payments and settle their accounts, even their vehicles got repossessed. And number two, the repossessed vehicles ended up piling up and filling their garage. And the loss mitigation process as such is a time-consuming process, and more often than not, the auction value of the vehicle received is lesser than the depreciated value of the vehicle, which led to another kind of loss for our client. 6 months into this new 75 DPD plan, that's when we stepped in and offered a risk-based reposition plan, which would not only band customers as high, medium and low, also time the treatment based on different risk bands. Easier said than done, paving the way forward with this proposed strategy seemed a bit tricky then. One is for obvious reason, the business didn't have any prior experience in testing a reposition strategy, and the proposed strategy would have direct and immediate impact on skip and fraud losses, with no additional time to make any adjustments. Number two, a very high level of accuracy is required. The surgical approach of this model would initiate early treatment of very high risk band. False positives beyond a small threshold can ruin the model, that is, recoveries would be lower and skip and fraud losses would continue to be as they are, thus defeating the very objective of this model development. For our model development, we considered a base of all loss accounts. In 3 months performance window, all non-fraud, non-skip accounts were defined as good, and all identified fraud and skip losses were defined as bad, with target variable equals to 1. Based on the model, we offered a threefold solution. Number one is to accelerate reposition on accounts that are unlikely to make any further payments. Number two, to accelerate reposition on accounts that have a high potential for skip or fraud loss. Number three, to delay reposition and continue to recover on accounts that have a high probability to make payments. The Challenger model was theoretically tested using baselining analysis, and with 50% test population the model was implemented. We coordinated with operations team for proper and correct model implementation, as well as design tools and matrices such as delinquency movement matrix, static pool, daily KPIs, etc. to measure and monitor the performance and impact of the model. The Challenger eventually did become the new champion with over $3 million loss reduction in 6 months. Thank you for watching.